In the silent, scorched deserts of northwestern Arabia, something impossible is emerging from the ground. For centuries, they were hidden in plain sight, dismissed as little more than ancient animal pens or remnants of collapsed settlements. They are called mustadals, Arabic for rectangles, and the earth is beginning to reveal a secret it has kept for 7 millennia. They are too low to be forts. They have no roofs to be houses. And they are older than the pyramids of Giza, more vast than Stonehenge. They cannot be simple fortifications because their walls are too low to offer any real defense. And they cannot be animal enclosures because their entrances are strangely designed and they often lack any source of water. For decades, we flew over them, oblivious to their true scale. But now, as we finally touch the stone, we realize these are not just walls. They are the remnants of a lost civilization that redefined the meaning of monumental. From the ground, they are just scattered lines of rock. But from a God's eye view, their breathtaking geometry becomes clear. An architectural language written across the sand. Imagine a structure stretching over 600 meters along the length of 6 football fields built entirely from stacked sandstone and basalt. Some of these stones weigh over 500 kilograms. To construct just one of these giants required moving an estimated 12,000 tons of rock. Over 1,600 mustadals have now been identified, sprawling across 200,000 square kilometers of harsh terrain. It is a building project on a scale that rivals any in the ancient world, yet there is no mention of them in any ancient book. Archaeologists are baffled by their stark simplicity. A typical mustadal consists of 2 thick stone platforms, known as the head and foot, connected by 2 long, low parallel walls. This design creates a massive open-air courtyard. But there are no doors in the traditional sense. To enter, one had to cross a threshold that didn't lead to a room, but to an experience. The masonry itself is a marvel, with stones stacked with precision, fitting together without mortar to endure thousands of years of wind and sun. The civilization that built them remains a ghost, lost to time. To understand why they were built, we must travel back 7,000 years. This landscape was not the desert we see today. It was the Holocene humid period, a time when Arabia was a verdant paradise of lush grasslands, seasonal lakes, and winding rivers. This green Arabia was teeming with life, a haven for nomadic pastoralists whose existence was tied to the health of their herds. This was the world that gave birth to the mustadals. Inside the small, hidden chambers of the head platforms, researchers found something startling: hundreds of cattle horns and skull fragments, all clustered around a single upright stone, a betil, or sacred stone. This wasn't a farm or a slaughterhouse. This was a sanctuary. The evidence strongly suggests the mustadals were the center of a sophisticated cattle cult. A world where life and death depended on the rain and the herd. These immense structures were likely the site of massive coordinated sacrifices and rituals performed to appease a deity whose name has been utterly lost to time. The unique design of the mustadals tells a story of movement and procession. The walls are only knee-high, meaning they weren't meant to keep people out, they were meant to guide them in. Imagine thousands of people traveling from across the peninsula, an early form of pilgrimage for a forgotten faith. They would walk in single file the entire length of the courtyard, carrying offerings, their footsteps echoing in a collective ritual as they converged on the sacred head of the rectangle. It was a social glue, a monumental effort that bound scattered nomadic tribes into a single culture. There is no mention of the mustadals in any ancient book. No oral tradition survived to tell their story. They were built, used for centuries as the heart of a thriving society, and then abandoned to the wind as the climate shifted and the desert returned. Today, they stand as a silent reminder that we are not the first people to transform the landscape in the name of belief. The strongest empires often leave the quietest ruins. And the desert, it seems, is still hiding its most profound chapters. Who built them, and why?